How are you doing, guys? So welcome to the stream. Just getting set up and just sending a quick message out to everybody in the channel, so we get a few people on board. Feel free to introduce yourself from where you are and where you're watching from. It's always good to get to know people on these streams. Throughout this, any questions that you've got, feel free to ask. That's what it's all for. It's all for education. So looking to try and help and answer any questions that anyone may have. So those that have been following me in the channel so far, that's in the Trading Group 101 channel. So anyone who's been following us will have been aware over the last couple of months of our trading strategy and how we kind of use it. But I just wanted to kind of have this open platform where we can discuss and answer any questions, because it's always a lot easier to do it live, as it were. So you can get an insight into kind of how things work and how we've been able to get the success that we've had over the last couple of months. So, yeah, as I say, just first of all, going over the first couple of trades this morning, we're able to bank a very, very nice short. I managed to get in on these short indicators here, on these market top indicators. Managed to get in on those and secure a very nice little trade, to be fair. We scaled in 1, 2, 3 positions and then got out somewhere just around about here. Nice little win, and leaves us just under, I think, 1% up for the day, which is a great position to be in for the rest of the day, with still plenty of trading left to go. Market open for the US hasn't even started yet, for example, so just what we want to see. Right, so the thing to say is that certainly when we're on the 1 minute indicator here, things can take a little time. So we'll scan through and see kind of where the markets have been up to now, see if there's any opportunities for us to get into some positions. But as I say, this was on the FTSE this morning where we backed a little win, and we'll see kind of how things are playing out so far. Looks like we missed a lovely trade here on the DAX, on the Germany 30. So that would have been a great entry there, approximately about an hour ago, and that's running very nicely. Market top picked almost to perfection. You can see also as well a couple of entries down here that would have been nice little winners as well, but this would have been a very nice little profitable trade. So already this morning, 3-4 opportunities there on the DAX. Nothing so far on Bitcoin, but that's certainly fair to say from the 1 minute indicator. You can wait quite a while for any sort of alerts on the on Bitcoin, certainly on the 1 minute scale, just because things are traded so sideways lately, really. One thing I will say is I'll just highlight this very, very lovely little trade that backed. Oh, where was it? Yeah, so there you go. Nice little trade there from the on sand. So brilliant short right at the top of the market. Pretty much, I don't think you could actually ask for a better entry there. And that's on the 1 minute time frame again, and that's lasted pretty much over a day, really. And a short position there that was able to profit quite considerably. It's one of the advantages if you are trading right in the middle of the night in the Asian session. You can really bag some great entries. So just ideal. But yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in and coming in. So great to see a few of you now coming online. So as I say, welcome into the chat, and any questions along the way, feel free to get them in, and we'll be happy to answer them. These sessions always go much better with user engagement and comments, questions, things like that. So we'll have a little look over the Forex market, see what's happened over that. Certainly nothing lately on there. Looks like a lovely entry here on USD Swiss. Again this morning, market bottom, picked out to perfection there. Really couldn't ask for much better than that. 20 pips on the win there within half an hour or so. So fantastic entry. And we actually formed a double bottom here. As you can see, the market's then kind of proceeded, broken the structure. Looks like we're now kind of on our way upwards from here, really. But as we always say, it's always better, if you're looking to buy these markets, you've got to buy them at value. If you want to sell, you want to sell them at value. You don't want to be buying when the move's already kind of 50%, 80% done, and you're only trying to, argue over the last 10, 20%. You want to be getting in at the point where nobody else is thinking about this. This is the great thing with my strategy over the last couple of weeks or couple of months, is that we're able to back these entries at such value positions in the market where essentially all of the selling's done or all of the buying's done. We're really reaching that peak, and then from there can start to scale into moves and really bag the reversals, because that's what it's all about. I'm looking at reversals. I'm looking to scale into positions, and looking to ultimately fade the bigger moves so that we can actually profit then from the reversals. Some people like to trade with the trend. That's great. Personally, I've always been somebody who gets much more enjoyment out of picking a reversal, picking the bottoms, the tops of markets, and just gives much more satisfaction. And let alone, something I found very profitable. If you're trying to get in with the trend, I always find that you've already allowed at least half of the move to happen without you being involved. So you're pretty much at that point asking, really only arguing at best over 50% of the rest of the move. So in that case, and that's the best case scenario. Usually you've kind of got in fairly late into a trend and you're really then at risk. I find those are the most risky positions to enter, because you've already allowed so much of the move to happen. It could reverse at any time. So that's where you can get caught into some really bad moves before you can really get any confirmation that the trend has changed. So that's why I prefer reversal trading, because you can know whether or not you're right or wrong pretty quickly. And also, of course, as well, that counterintuitively, I find it less risky, because you're already buying or selling at the point where people, well, for one, where not many people are. So you're already against 90% of the market in usual cases. As we already know, 90% of the traders usually lose. So we want to be kind of away from those. You want to be away from the herd. And you want to be in a position where you are able to get the best value for your trades. You want to buy high, sorry, opposite to that. You want to buy low, sell high. So it's a common saying that you'll hear throughout the world. But yeah, fantastic trade here. If you're in on this, pretty much no drawdown, you'd be sitting over 20 pips in profit, which you bag a few of them a day, and quite honestly, you're sitting very nicely. Looks like on the New Zealand dollar, we've kind of again just missed that absolute entry there, which is a shame. But looks like there's a bit going on there. I mean, what I'd look for here, I'd probably wait. I wouldn't look to get into this entry straight away, because there's still going to be now room for it to move against us. So even if it does come back up, I've missed my entry by a small amount, but those small amounts make a big difference. So I'd wait to see if we do get another entry into here. If it moves up higher, will there be another marker to tell us that there's the market top to scale in again, and that could be a great opportunity to do so. Sometimes some of the best trades happen after 1-2 of these entry markers, and you can really get in at the absolute top of the market. So here you can see on pound USD, so got the New Zealand USD, pound USD. So what it's looking like here is that we've probably got a move with the dollar here. So let's just take a look if that is the case. So let's have a look on the dollar index. So the dollar index is actually moving up higher. So So what I'm trying to just identify here is what can we see? What is the weakness in the market? Where's the strength in the currencies? So I can see already two potential reversals here against a potentially strong dollar, which we've already seen from the Dixie there from the dollar index, and but it's looking like the pound is fairly strong against the dollar and against the New Zealand dollar. So when you're looking at those between those two, pound AUD, again, pound's looking pretty strong against those. Pound against the euro is looking particularly weak, and we've got a very nice little entry coming up here. So I think yeah, I think that's going to be a nice little entry for me to build into a move there. There we go. So combine to a euro pound trade here. We can add that in so we can keep track of what it is that we're trading. So keep our open trades just here on my short list. So we're already getting a nice reversal there, and it's looking. I've got some nice price action there with that with the wick already in there. So looks like things are moving pretty nicely, and we've already had a couple of these that have bagged some very nice little entries. Individually on their own, you're able to get some nice scalping trades on these. So after now 1, 2, 3, this would be the fourth potential short buy entry, certainly third today. So it gives more likelihood. There's no guarantees, of course, in any sort of trading, but it gives more likelihood that you're going to see a larger reversal come. Nothing on Aussie dollar. Not really anything in the Aussies. Our best trade here looks like it is going to probably be the euro pound. Looking against that, I've got euro is looking fairly weak against most currencies. The pound looking fairly strong against anything other. Well, even against the dollar, it's looking fairly good. Okay, things still move in our direction. I think, obviously we've got a clear support level that's been broken there. So it's always quite likely that you see a retest of that level. Look at that on a higher time frame. See exactly what that level looks like. So yeah, you can see obviously here, we've seen a level there, and we can kind of extend that to the left. See where that brings us into again. So that's a clear key level that the market has broken. That's reacted to a number of times in the past, and so we can kind of just let that sit as a potential area of interest for us. So essentially, if the market was to retrace there, that'd be a great opportunity to take some profits. If we look at it as well, does it tie into any Fibonacci's? Just above the 38.2, just below 61.8. So it's not dead on any sort of Fibonacci's, but it gives you plenty of room Fibonacci levels don't always react exactly, so you could kind of see a little spike through and a reversal. And those would still be quite valid entries, if you do, people who do want to trade with the trend. But we'll kind of see how those develop. We'll move nicely into profit already here. We simply need to give it a little bit of time and patience to see exactly how these moves progress. There's some absolute lovely entries picked out here. If you're looking at reversal trading, you can't really ask for much more. Picking them absolute bottoms here on this market. Again, some absolute tops that have been picked out over the past couple of days. And you can see here certainly some of these shorts of people. That's what I mean by eventually you can see a few of these short entries where they are able to get scalping moves, but you will end up picking the absolute tops in markets that if you wanted to stay in, you could absolutely rocket through. So getting some really nice price action here now. So that's coming through pretty nicely. To be honest, I don't need to push a move any more than that. That's a nice little trade. Nice little reversal scalping move. It's only a few pips, but it's able to bag us a nice little profit. So happy with that. Also, thank you for the guys who are following. So thanks very much for that. And if you do want to kind of be alerted each time that we do go live on this, then there's two ways of doing it. Follow on TradingView. I think they always send you a little notification when somebody you're following goes live. So that's nice. But also as well, do update you in the Telegram channel as well. Of course, entirely up to you if you want to follow along. It's completely free to do both. So choose what's best for you. So yeah, nice little trade there. It's a nice scalp. Didn't need to push it too far because we've taken that, moved on, looking elsewhere. So it's a nice little profit banked for that. I do have a habit typically as well. This is something that you'll see time and time again as you follow my streams. I do have a habit of taking profits too early. I don't mind that. If you're taking profits too early, it's a good problem to have, really. You don't need to extract every last bit of juice out of the trade. People who do that, can get caught in holding trades for too long. I'd rather get in, get out, make my money, and move on. Get a high probability of success. So let's have a look. Let's say we didn't see anything else happening. What about on the pound USD? We did have a look on that, didn't we? Had an entry here. Moved up a bit higher than that now. So how does the New Zealand dollar look now? See, I'm tempted to get into a short position on the pound USD. It's probably got some legs to make some money on the pound, but I mean, just looking at it, it's not perfect. It's not ideal. If we'd got another kind of alert to sell as the market top somewhere up here, I'd be a lot more inclined to take that trade. Because it's just easy to stick to your rules. Don't need to get kind of chasing trades that just aren't there, really. So many people do that. So many people try and take trades that just simply, they're forcing their system. If you just let your system move as you like it and, as it's intended, you'll get a lot more success. Now, so what I'm going to do a bit of back testing here because there's really not been I'll just have another little scan through the watch list. Oil's dropped off significantly over the last couple of minutes. Really, you've seen the FTSE come back up to those levels where I'd shorted previously. Not getting any more notifications that we're expecting a sell-off there, so we'll leave it for now. And what we're going to do, if anybody in the chat here, anybody who's watching along, wants to suggest a market, and we'll go and do some back testing and just kind of see this trading strategy in action, because we can do some back testing and just kind of go through the trade. So fire into chat any market that you'd like us to have a look at, and we'll do a bit of back testing on some smaller time frames to see if we can get some trades entered. If not, I will just pick one, and that's absolutely fine also. Let's go for do the S&P 500. It's always a very popular market. So yeah, let's do the S&P 500. Let's have a look on we've got a smaller time frame here. We're going like 5 second. This actually works on any time frame, so we'll kind of have a look through here. Maybe go for the 30-second time frames. How far back are we here? Back to the start of yesterday. Oh no, start of so a few days back now. So we'll start from Wednesday, 1st of Feb. Let's go for that, and we'll scan through from here, and kind of just see how the system works in practice as we'll go into 10x here, and just kind of fly through these through this market and see how things move. So just for clarity, each one of these candles represents 30 seconds. We're kind of in fast forward mode here to do a bit of back testing and just see how things move. And we can simulate our trades here with the buy sell entries as they come through. So we'll kind of see how things move, how they go through. As I say, any questions, anything that you have to ask, then feel free to do so. And you can see patience is the name of the game here in trading. You know, obviously we would have got some nice entries already over the last ones, but we wanted to start from the 1st of Feb just to see what kind of comes through. Well, simply what I'm watching for here is any indications that we can, any alerts for market tops and market bottoms. And then simply look at scaling in, dollar cost averaging, as if you know some people call it, and averaging into positions, looking for opportunities to take profit. So we'll have a look how things progress. You can see here market's pretty much range bound. It's kind of having some peaks and troughs. and we'll see kind of how things develop. Of course, so we've got through a majority of the day here. We haven't really had any kind of indication or any signal to buy or sell yet, but bear in mind there'll be other markets you'd be watching throughout this day. You can simply, rely on at least, even just casually checking through out a day 3, 4, 5 times. I generally pick up at least 3 or 4 trades throughout a day. So there's bear in mind as well, this week that we're looking at here, this is a very volatile week. So we're looking to get some sells in there as some of these indicators come in. So we can get some sells into here. Just kind of averaging into these positions, see what we can do. Building our short position. Going trading through into the next trading day. So I had to wait quite a while throughout that day there to get some entries, but certainly I've been able to get some entries now. And as we just kind of hover through here, a little bit just below break even on these sells. Clearly throughout the Asian session here, things are moving pretty slowly. We're ultimately trading through the early hours here. Seeing how things develop throughout the day, as the market should start to pick up some volume now throughout this trading day as we open into the new trading day. All that's happening here, we're just looking for volume to come into the market, start looking to, consolidation that's happened pretty much since our entries. And since then, markets have traded sideways, and we're hoping for a sell-off. Or even potentially some levels that we could scale into this trade a little bit further. So there we go. Certainly some that we can get into now. And this is really what we want to see, really scale into some moves here. A little bit late on that one, but obviously in real time would have been able to pinpoint that entry. Get some more in there now. You can see how it works with dollar cost averaging. You're able to bring your entry costs right back up. And ultimately, as the trade then starts to move more into your favor. So now go back into the green. So what I'd be looking for here, because we're back into the Asian session now. So overall, we could have been holding this trade we've had opportunities to take the trade out and numerous little profits along the way. So what I'd be looking for though, because obviously we've been able to move and scale into this trade for quite a while, as some more volume starts to come in throughout the early hours then of the 3rd of February, we could actually look into getting some, hopefully some further sell-off and make this trade really pay quite well. So we're in here into $150 profit. We've got the UK session here, London session open here, so what I'd say, I'll take the profit there. Probably going to move off and sell off significantly from here, but either way, we've banked $160 profit from that move. Profit is profit. That's what I always say, that we're able to move into some nice position. As we kind of what I was watching here in my mind, I'm looking here, there's kind of a double bottom already happened, testing it again for a 3rd time. At that point, the likelihood that we're going to be able to, break through a double bottom is lower than previous. So, but obviously, once that, it looks like we've had some news come in. That's NFP news has come in and been able to sell off the market significantly. So overall, we could have held that, but I think that is a good entry and a good exit just before NFP offering a $160 profit. I think that'd be a good position to take some profits. So we're just going to come out of this for now. Where are we? We'll come back to this if you like. So on Friday, towards the end of Friday. The reason why I'm going to come out of this is because we've had on here a sell opportunity on the UK. UK 100, so we're going to get a sell entry onto that. So a 3rd here, 1, 2, 3 that we're able to get into here. So we're watching for that. Go back online. So we're on Friday, weren't we? Let's go back to that on the 30-second chart. We were on Friday. Oh, we've just gone through the NFP Friday, 4 o'clock-ish, weren't we? So we'll just go back to that and see how things play out. So does anybody so far have any questions about the strategy and how things play out? It's really self-explanatory, really, really simple. Something that I always look to try and implement in any strategies that I look to use is to make it foolproof, really, so that anybody is able to use it. My experience over the last number of months using this strategy is really the only way that you can go wrong is by using too large lot sizes. If you're using lot sizes that are too big, you're going to, when you're averaging into positions, just suffer a larger drawdown than what you'd like. So that's really the only thing that I've come up against. But other than that, you're able to pick out some fantastic entries, and that you're able to just secure profits when you feel like it, when it's sensible. That's the other thing about it, not being greedy. If you've got profit on the table, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking profits. That's the one thing I get frustrated at when I see all of these gurus, or I like to call them fake gurus online, and you kind of see that you've got to take profits a certain percentage, etc., etc. I don't believe that. I think profit is profit. As long as you're taking profits, things go well. And that's what the trading is all about, is actually able to consistently move your account forward. When you see my equity growth, it is always up and towards the right, and that's all that matters. As long as you're moving up and towards the right of your account growth, then what's wrong with that? Hi there. So you've got a viewer here from India, so fantastic. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. Massively appreciate anybody who comes along and watches and joins the streams. So how have you found your trading so far? Let us know if you're kind of having a red day, a green day, or just kind of just getting started. So here we'd look to try and get some entries into a buy position. Another one. We can start scaling into these moves. And the other thing as well, what I'm looking at is not necessarily the dollar amount of profits. I'm looking just simply good entries and good exits. That's all I'm looking for. It makes it quite simple. I don't try and, get a certain dollar amount or whatever. That's another thing that many people do wrong in trading, I think, is that they try to make a certain dollar amount in profit. Well, sometimes that's not available. Sometimes that's not on offer. So you just simply take what's on offer. Sometimes, with this strategy that I use, that you can make more profits. So that's a little bit of a late entry, so that's a frustration. But you can make more profits by building into positions longer, because obviously you're using overall an accumulated larger lot size. But that's not the main thing for me. What I'm looking here, if I just simply get one entry and it doesn't give me a big lot size, but I'm able to make some profits, if it just moves straight into profit and go from there, then that's fine. I'm just looking simply for a good trade. I'm not looking for anything more than that, which is the key thing. Focus on the strategies, focus on the process, not the result, and you'll actually end up the result is much better. Yeah, very, very good. It's kind of with the amount of get out of there. So that's remember $160 profit last time. Before we it doesn't, unfortunately, once you kind of go out of a move, it doesn't allow you to get back into it. Doesn't add up the same amount. So we're kind of over $200 now, $220, $230. I'm just keeping an eye on my open trade on the FTSE at the moment, but not really much has happened with that so far. Things have just stayed where they are. Let's get this sped up a little bit more, get through these trading days, and we'll move ourselves nearly up to the present day. We now move, let's say, a few days onwards. So able to secure so far 2 profits, 2 out of 2 overall on our trades. So that's it's ideal. And what we're looking for here. As I say, the thing to remember as well, this is just simply one market that you're going through. So throughout these days, you'd have other trades that are going on throughout your week, throughout your watch lists. So do you think we'll get any more? So we're just coming now up to a couple of days away from real time. And the other thing also to remember as well, the higher your time frame, the less trades that you're going to get. The smaller time frame that you use, the more trades that you're going to get. So, of course, if we were down on a 1 second time frame, we'd be getting a much more lively trade, as it were. So we can have a look at that as well. We'll have a look at that on a different market. But typically what I do is that if I'm on a smaller time frame, you can use less of a lot size but higher. You'll get more entries. So that's the key with that. With the way that this replay feature works in the buy and sell, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it is in any sort of settings or whatever, the lot size or the account size that it is. I'm not entirely sure. It's just more representative that you're able to make a profit relative to what you're trading. I don't know how much of a percentage wise that is, etc., etc. But again, don't necessarily get myself involved in that too much. Profit is profit, as I always say to people. Let's try and get a trade in there. That one didn't close, but just back a little winner there. So you see what will sometimes happen is that the market would indicate that there's a market bottom, but you don't necessarily the candle doesn't close as a market bottom. So that's why you'll sometimes get them flash up. Just like this. There you go. You can just secure these wins very easily, very simply. Even that wouldn't have been as precise as what you would have got, in real time. It's obviously candles are going by 10 times as quick, so you can just kind of see where a little late entry gets you. But that's fine. These are just wins, and that's all that matters, really. If we're just banking the wins, you can see the profits always rack up, and as I say, we'll go up towards the right of your, as long as your trades look something like this on their chart. So when your account chart looks something like that, that's all that matters. As long as it's going up and towards the right, that's all that matters. People get too concerned with ways that markets move, and that you have to certain X percentage risk to reward. And look, don't get me wrong, I've traded like that previously, but when you really just kind of scale it back, it's all about profit and accuracy. How many times can you win trades, and how much can you get from each of those? That's all it comes down to. Appreciate the follows, guys, as well. So thanks very much for the support. Following along on TradingView means I think that TradingView then notify you each time it will go live, and we'll try and do these regularly because I think it's beneficial both for myself because more opportunities to see how the strategy works and more back testing for me, but also I know that it helps other people as well get another idea of how to trade, because I understand that the way that I look to trade these markets isn't conventional. People will look to go stop loss here, extra reward, X risk to X reward, this, that, and the other. And look, if it works for you, brilliant. If that's what works for you. Typically, though, I do understand that, and the reason why I come at it from this angle is it is slightly different. Is I can vouch for myself over the last since I've started using this strategy, very, very, very profitable. And also followers that have been using it as well, very, very profitable. Apologies for that, guys. It looks like we got disconnected momentarily. Hopefully things are back up and running now. Just let me know that in the chat, somebody let me know that the stream is back up and working, please.